Oh, hello, and welcome to another today's Decay. Of course, celebrate births and beginnings and everything important since the dawn of time. January 27th edition, all day. And what happened, you ask? Well, I'm here to answer. It's a call and response type situation we've got going on here, you and I. 1897, William Mortensen was born, who's a photographer who did all sorts of occult witchcraft photography, along with like voodoo stuff to support west of Zanzibar. Really wild. Also filmed or shot stills from Seven Footprints to Satan, the Benjamin Christensen film. I am lucky enough to have seen a whole series of William Mortensen exhibits here in New York City. That's why we pay such high rent. The William Mortensen photo exhibits. I joke, but there's truth in that joke. Elmore James, born today, 1918. One of the coolest blues musicians there was. And again, how timely I like when these things connect. Seven Footprints to Satan, the film, premiered today, 1929. As mentioned, directed by Benjamin Christensen himself, of Haxon Witchcraft Through the Ages fame, of course. It's a wild movie. It makes almost no sense. It's all pretty much like you are in a haunted house, like roller coaster ride, and all the dialogue is like, run for your life to the grand concourse if you fear, all hail Satan. And like Satan himself is this like caped and cowled creature. There's every variation of like what I'd say would be a Lon Chaney Sr. Character throughout, whether it's like beastmen or cripples or and like this like really great witch character. I feel like this was something that for many years was pretty much lost. It was only available in like 9th generation VHS dubs, and I wonder, cleaned up versions. I think Serial Squadron might have done a lot of work in like creating a much more pristine copy. But have I seen that version? I don't know. I think that's what we screened when we horror hosted it at Coney Island many years ago. But off the top of my head, I feel like I was at the bar for that part of the evening. Here is a Argosy magazine collection of Seven Footprints to Satan, as it was printed in like what year? 27. So it was printed like as serials over a series of months. And somebody decided to take all the Argosy magazine specific chapters from the story Seven Footprints to Satan and put it together into one bound collection. That's what I have here. And it's like kind of library card. Last time, only time it was checked out at the library was October 22nd, 1936. I just absolutely love that. Crazy. But yeah, this there's one of the 8 men there, if you can see him. This movie is like, has to be seen to be believed. It's everything you could want in a motion picture experience. Yeah. All right, what else? Legs McNeil, born today, 1956. Previously, on my so-called life, I was at the Howie Pyro Memorial Show at Bowery Ballroom, and I heard this loud bang right behind me, like something like whizzed right by my head, and there was it turned out to be a cane, like somebody's walking cane, like a kind of heavy duty like medical one, and I look up. What's raining from the heavens? Why, from the balcony, Legs McNeil has dropped his cane nearly like square on the top of my head. Again, only in New York. That's why we pay these high rent prices. What else? 1961, the Twilight Zone episode The Invaders premiered. That's the one where that spaceman character is like exploring this cabin out in the middle of nowhere. If you haven't seen it before, well, I'm not the person to ruin it for you. If you have seen it before, I'm also not the person to ruin it for you, because it's unruinable, because it's just really good. Watch The Invaders on the day it premiered in 1961. Also, what premiered today in 1961 is Martin Degville, the front person from Sig Sig Sputnik. I am so obsessed with Sig Sig Sputnik. For those that don't have this record, crucial Sig Sig Sputnik right here. Their early stuff that I don't think is the earlier than this stuff, which this is pretty early, stuff that I don't think has ever been like released other than like on YouTube. Unfortunately, it's like the perfect blend of like Suicide and Gene Vincent and punk and all the like, you know, glam and drag stuff that was going on at the time. It wasn't going on at the time. They were the ones trailblazing it. Nobody else was doing this, and it's like all Martin Degville. Combo platter with the band, of course, but check out like very early Sig Sig Sputnik videos, and this is just absolutely wonderful. Truly. What else? The film Meteor Madness premiered today at the Bayou in 1981. Ridiculousness. I've actually seen the film print. I was at Nick Garrett's house, the original manager of the Meteors, and he just happened to have the film print sitting around. Maybe he gives tours of his house and dance parties often, and so this is like part of like, you know, talking points of a dance party and tour. But anyway, there it just was, the actual film. For those of you who don't know, it starred the original lineup of the Meteors. It was like a short that was designed, I believe, to be played before the Two-Tone Dance Craze film, or that's at least how it turned out to be. I'm not sure if they knew exactly where it was going ahead of time or not. So it plays here, and then eventually winds up wide release with the Two-Tone film. And that's where like a lot of people first saw them, because you can only play one show every day or two or so on, and like what a reach. But if you can get a film screening all over the country, like a wide release, well, I mean, this is before MTV or anything like that. So sure, radio plays one thing, but this is like great exposure. So that's that. But that's not it for today's Decay, because in 1986, The Damned released the single Eloise. What a song. What a band. Great era. I love that they have like various eras that are, none of them are errors. Yeah. That's it. I mean it. That's it. We're done. January 27th. The whole damn day. From me to you. Till tomorrow.